Hello students, today we are going to discuss a new chapter, that is bills of exchange. In the modern times, there are very large number of business transactions are going on, and sometimes it takes place in the form of credit. In case of credit sales of goods, the purchaser usually promises to make a payment after the certain period. In such case, the seller would like to get written undertaking from the buyer to get the payment after the fixed period. As such, the seller prepares a document in which he puts in the writing all the terms and conditions relating to the sales, and this written form of bill is called bills of exchange. Okay, so now we start. What is bills of exchange? In the previous days, in the old days, the bills of exchange is also known as in India, that is hundis, which are written in Indian language and have been in the use from the time of memorial. In the Western country, the name used for such instrument is called bills of exchange or a promissory note. Same name are now being increasingly used in India too. All such instruments are governed by the Indian Negotiable Act 1881. So, what is a bills of exchange? A bills of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay sum of money only to or to the order of certain person or to the bearer of the instruments. So, bills of exchange is an instrument. First feature is must be in the writing. It is containing order, not a request. It is unconditional because it does not include any type of condition, and must define the exchange and the fixed time period and the rate. Signed by the drawer, who is the maker of the bill, and drawee, that is acceptor of the bill. So this is a specimen copy of the bills of exchange. You can see here, it includes stamp, the date of the bill, place, amount, and the maker of the bill. So, this is a specimen which is helpful in understanding about bills of exchange. Now, there are some very important parts in bills of exchange which we have to discuss, is that date, term, amount, stamp, parties. So, now we will discuss about them. First of all, before discussing these terms, we can understand some special features of bills of exchange. That is, it is a written instrument signed by the maker, unconditional order must be pay money and money only, pay some specific money within the stipulated time, and clearly mention everything, and must be dated and stamped so that it can be used as a legal instrument. So, some parties which are involved here, that is drawer, the person who order a bank to withdraw money from an account to pay designated person a specific sum according to the terms of the bill. So, the drawer is a person it may be the seller or creditor entitled to receive the money from someone. He writes or draw a bill and known as a drawer. The bill of exchange is signed by the drawer of the bill. Now, who is drawee? The person on whom the bill is drawn, the debtor. He is the person who accepts the bill of exchange. To him, the bill is considered as a payable. What payable? Bills payable. As you prepare the bills payable book in the previous chapter, you can understand this term easily. He is a purchaser or the debtor on whom the bill is drawn or who is liable to pay the amount mentioned in the bill. He accepts to pay that amount and the word is written on the bill is that is accepted. And bill is called a draft before it is accepted. Now, pay. The person to whom the bills or bill money is payable is called pay. In the most of the cases, the drawer of the bill himself is the pay. To him, the bill is considered as a bill receivable. So, sometimes maybe the pay and the drawer must be two different persons. The person who make payment is called the pay. It may be any third party also. The drawer will be the pay of the bill. If he retain the bill till the date of maturity and receive the payment, the bank also be the pay of the bill if bill is discounted from the bank. What is the word discounted here mean is you withdraw the money from the bank before the maturity period of the bill. In the case bill is endorsed to some other person, to some third party, the pay will be the third party. Okay? Now, what is the advantages of bills of exchange? A bills of exchange is used in settlement of debt. So, the cash is not involved in this and the purchaser got some time to arrange the finance. It fixed the date of the payment. It is written and signed acknowledgement of debt. A debtor enjoy full period of credit. A drawer can convert the bill into the cash by getting it discounted with the bank. So these are some advantages of bills of exchange. Now, what are the types of bills of exchange? First is payable at sight, on the demand or presentation, and the payable after certain time in the future. It is also known as term bill. Okay? Now, acceptance of bills of exchange. The drawee sign across the face of the bill with or without the word accepted. This denotes his acceptance of bill, and such appearance, such acceptance may be general or unqualified or may be qualified. Okay? The person who is legally entitled to receive or recover the money due on promissory note, bills of exchange or check is called holder. A holder has lawfully received the possession of any commercial paper. Holder in due course. A holder in due course is that holder of negotiable instrument who obtain the instrument of valuable consideration, who become the holder of instrument before its maturity, who had no cause to believe that any defect exists in the title of person from whom he derived his title. So, the holder in due course here means that sometime the holder may be changed if the real holder or the drawee may negotiate that instrument. So, it will be changed before the maturity period of the bill. Now, the most important topic of this chapter that will be counted as the most important element in the books, in the bills of exchange, that is date of maturity. It is a date on which the amount of bill becomes the payable by the drawee. A bills of exchange payable at sight become due immediately after its presentation for payment. In the bills of exchange, the expression at sight on presentation means payable on demand. If no time for the payment is mentioned in the bill, it is payable on demand. Okay? It is also called bill at sight. Now, the second is a term bill become due when the period of bill is over. So, the 3 days grace are added with it. The bill is payable at the fixed period. After date, the period begins to run from the date of drawing the bill. The 3 days of grace are allowed on such bill. Like, for example, if a bills of exchange dated 1st January, it is payable after 2 months. So, it is accepted on 15th January. The due date will be 4th March. Why? Because it is accepted on 15th January, and from 15th January to 15th February to that March will be included. Now, if the bill is payable sometime after the date, the tenor should be count for the date of drawing of the bill. So, these are the called after sight. The expression after sight in the bill of exchange means after accepting. Thus, where the bill payable at fixed period after sight, the period become to run from the date of acceptance. 3 days of grace are allowed on such bill also. So, here you have to note that if bill is payable at sight, it is payable on demand. Bill become due after the period of bill over, it will be added 3 days of grace. It is called bill after date. And if the bill is payable after some date, the tenor should be counted for the date of the drawing of the bill. So, you will not here wait for the acceptance of the bill. You just count the time period after drawing the bill. If the bill is payable sometimes after sight, the tenor should be counted from the date of acceptance. Sometimes you can also make that type of bill which is accepted, and from acceptance date it will include the time period and including 3 days. If the date turns out as a public holiday, the due date shall be preceding working days. Okay, so you have to remember this. Check. It is a exchange drawn on the specific banker and expressed to be payable otherwise than on demand. It is operated as a mandate or authority of drawee's bank to pay the party name as a drawer and the debit the account of the customer, the drawer. So, check is also a type of bill of exchange. It is a type of bill of exchange, and I think all of you some time in your life you have watched the check, you have seen the check. Okay, you have also made the project in which I have told you to put check, the fake check, and you know that the check having the name of the holder, and on the name of the holder it is transferred to that person's account. Now, what is discounting of bill? If the holder of the bill wants to get money against the amount mentioned in the bill at an early date before the due date, he sells the bill to the banker or the discounting houses. The latter pays cash against the bill after deducting some amount as a discounting charge. Okay? So sometimes some of the person need urgent money in emergency, they can discount that bill from the bank, and on this event bank can charge discounting charges for the bill because the person is withdrawing money before the time of maturity. Now, what is endorsement of bill? It means signing on the back. For transferring his own right on the bill to some other person, the maker or the holder of the bill sign on the bill or on its back or on a separate sheet of the paper annexed with the bill. The transferor of the right is called endorser, and the person whom the transfer is made is called endorsee. Dishonor of the bill of exchange. If the drawee of the bill does not accept it, it becomes dishonor of the bill by non-acceptance. If the drawee accepts the bill but fails to pay the amount on the due date, it becomes the dishonor of the bill on non-payment. Noting and protest. The step taken for authenticating the fact dishonoring of the bill or dishonor of the bill is called noting. The holder of the bill may get such dishonor note by the notary public, and the noting is made either on the bill or separate sheet of the paper. It has to be made within a reasonable time after dishonor. The fees paid to the notary public for such noting is called notary charge. After noting, the notary public issue the formally drawn up the certificate regarding the dishonor under his seal and signature is called protest. Renewal of the bill. On the failure to pay the bill on the due date, the acceptor may accept a new bill in the place of old bill for a further period of the time. The amount of new bill will be include interest on the unpaid amount for such further period. Accommodation bill of exchange. It is a bill drawn, accepted or endorsed without any commercial consideration. It helps to arrange a temporary financial accommodation for one or more party. If the bill is dishonor, one cannot sue the other, and however, where the bill is discounted, the third party can enforce the payment of the amount. So, here video ends. So, these cases which we have discussed here, these cases are including journal entry, and in next video we will try to solve all the numericals and which is started from the date of maturity. So, what is your work today? You have to remember all the cases, what are the time of grace, how it is calculated, and in next video, first of all, we try to understand how to calculate grace days, and after that we will discuss different type of cases of bills of exchange. Thank you.